দেশৰ কাৰণে তাহানিৰ দিন জাচিলা নিজৰ শিৰ দেশৰ কাৰণে মুক্তিৰ হকে অন্যায় ৰুধি বীৰ নৰশুনিতেৰে কৰিলা আৰতি দেশৰ জয়শ্ৰীৰ With a few lines from this heart-rendering poem written by Kobi Nabakanta Borua, I welcome you all to this great event. Namaskar. A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to all of you. We have people from diverse backgrounds present here today. And this is such a privilege for all of us. I am Dr. Mitali Saikia, your host for this evening. I will be primarily speaking in English and a bit of Assamese and Bengali. So please bear with me if there is any mistake, as the saying goes, to err is human and to forgive is divine. So, this is an evening to rejoice, an evening to celebrate the glory of someone whose dedication, commitment, and bravery has been written in the history of Assam and India as a whole with golden letters. Yes, we are here to celebrate the 400th birth anniversary of Bir Lachit Barphukan, the chief general of the Ahom kingdom under the rule of Chakradhar Singha. I can go on and on speaking about Bir Lachit Barphukan, but I'm definitely not the right person to do so. This evening, we are graced with esteemed guests, many of whom will be highlighting you all with the significant information about Bir Lachit Barphukan. This is a belated event, and the actual date is 24th November, but nonetheless, we will leave no stones unturned to make this event successful. Well, this event has been a celebrated pan-India and is an initiative of the Bharatiya Itihas Sankalan Committee, Assam. And the honors of celebrating this event in Kolkata was entrusted upon Srijut Giren Roy, one of the state executive members of the Samiti. It is his effort, along with a group of enthusiastic members, that this event is being organized under the presidency of Commander R.Z. Borah. So without much ado, let us proceed with the program. We will initiate tonight's evening with the lighting of the ceremonious lamp and offering flowers to our Bir Lachit Barphukan. And to do the honors, I beg your pardon, and to do the honors, may I now request Major General Anata Bhuyan, an esteemed son of our motherland, Assam. So who better than a general himself to take the lead in doing the honors? I would also like to request our chief guest, Sri Pabitra Margherita sir, along with our keynote speaker for the event, Dr.Balmukund Pandey ji, to join Major General Bhuyan in doing the honors. I request Lekha Gogoi and Rituparna Roy Choudhary to escort the guests to the stage.
दीपम ज्योति परम ज्योति दीपम ज्योति जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु मे पापम दीपो ज्योतिर्नमोस्तुते शुभं करतु कल्याणम् आरोग्यं सुखसम्पदः द्वेषबुद्धिविनाशाय आत्मा ज्योतिर्नमोस्तुते आत्मा ज्योतिः प्रदीप्ताय ब्रह्मा ज्योतिः नमोस्तुते ब्रह्मा ज्योति प्रदीप्ताय गुरुर्ज्योति नमोस्तुते गुरुर्ज्योति नमोस्तुते गुरुर्ज्योति नमोस्तुते
I now request our guests of honor, Dr. Ramesh Deka, Dr. Jishnu Basu, Mr. Somik Bhattacharya, and Professor Bimal Shankar Nanda is he here? On to the stage. Please, sirs, please come and light the lamp and take part in the my Lord poem. Dr. Ramesh Deka, Dr. Jishnu Basu, Dr. Somik Bhattacharya. I would also request esteemed guests Hemanta Dhing Mozumder, Dr. Subhajit Choudhary and Mr. Anurag Rudra to come and do the honors. May I request Shri Pabitra Margherita sir and Dr.Balmukund Pandey ji to please come and sit on the dais. Sir, from the other side. Sir, from the other side, yes. Can someone please escort our dignitaries? I also request Major General Ananta Bhuyan, please, to come to the stage, sir. I now request guests of honor, Dr. Ramesh Deka, Dr. Jishnu Basu, Mr. Somik Bhattacharya, please to come to the stage, sir. I also request our esteemed guests, Hemanta Dhing Mozumder, Dr. Subhajit Choudhary, and Mr. Anurag Rudra to come to the stage, please. And may I request Professor Ravi Ranjan Sen to come to the stage, please. So we will now be felicitating our guests. Our chief guest, among various chief guests, our very dear chief guest, he's a very dear person from Assam, Sri Pabitra Margherita Dangoria. He is a Rajya Sabha MP and political secretary to the Honorable Chief Minister of Assam, Sri Hemanta Biswa Sarma. Margherita Dangoria, we are very honored to have you among us today. I request Dr. Kobita Mukherjee ma'am, advisor of the organizing committee, to felicitate him with a fulam gamusa, a bouquet, and a hofura. Yes, yes, of course. Professor Bimal Shankar Nanda has arrived amidst us. Sir, please come to the dais. We are trying little bit space crunch actually, but we'll manage, I hope. Welcome, sir. Next, we would like to felicitate Dr. Balmukund Pandey. He is gracing this occasion as a keynote speaker. He is the organizing secretary of Akhil Bharatiya Itihas Sankalan Yojana, New Delhi. I request Dipanjana Das ma'am to do the honors of felicitating Dr. Pandey. We are proud to have Dr. Ramesh Chandra Deka, Vice Chancellor of Cotton University, Assam. Cotton University is one of the most prestigious university of India. I request Rituparna Roy Choudhary to do the honors, please. We must be having a lot of Cottonians in the audience. We are also privileged to have among us Dr. Jishnu Basu, Senior Scientist, Saha Institute of Nuclear Physics. I request Rashida Ahmed ma'am to do the honors, please. I think we need a round of applause. Mr. Somik Bhattacharjee, Chief Spokesperson of BJP, West Bengal. I request Lekha Gogoi to please felicitate Sir. Very prominent face of West Bengal BJP. We also have among us Professor Bimal Shankar Nando, spokesperson BJP West Bengal. Dr. Purobi Mohanto, requesting you to do the honors, please. We are happy to welcome our esteemed guests, Hemanta, Dhing, Mozumder, Organizing Secretary, Bharatiya Itihas Sankalan Committee, Northeastern Region, and the honors will be done by Moon Talukdar. Next, we would like to welcome eminent educationist Dr. Subhajit Choudhary. He is the Assistant Registrar of IIT Guwahati. Rituparna Choudhary will do the honors. Mr. Anurag Rudra, Magistrate, Kamrup District, is also here with us today. And I request Shikha Bhattacharjee to do the honors, please. Next, I would like to request Lekha Gogoi to felicitate Robi Ranjan Sen. He is the General Secretary of the Bharatiya Sankalan Samiti, West Bengal. And now, I request Dr. Purobi Mohanto to felicitate Commander R.Z. Borah, President of the Organizing Committee for this event, with a Fulam Gamusa. He is Commander R.Z. Borah. He is the President of the Organizing Committee for this event. Lastly, I would like to request Shikha Bhattacharya to felicitate Mr. Giren Roy, Secretary for the Organizing Committee and who has been the person behind this event. Yes, Giren sir, please come. Sir has been, running around from a long time. Yeah, you deserve it, sir. So Giren Roy, sir, our Secretary of the Organizing Committee. All right. May I now take the pleasure of requesting our President, Commander Borah sir, to offer his welcome speech.
Good evening, esteemed guests, the children who have taken part in the events which we have been carrying out of painting and elocution, their parents, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to this event of celebration of this 400 years of Lachit Barphukan's birth anniversary. This is being celebrated all over the country, and in a very humble way, we started in Kolkata. Secretary Giren Roy had come to me last month and said that we should also do a small way, start this, celebrate this event. And I was asking him what is, in what way I can contribute. He said, you are the soil of the sun. I am from Sibsagar. My mother is from Soraido. And I have served 26 years in the Indian Navy. So I also thought, why not? I need to contribute to this event myself. We didn't have much money. We had really lucky to have some of the sponsors, especially Prithviraj Das, who had been very generous with us. And other people in my team, they all contributed themselves in a small way, and then we are today where we are. I leave you to the event. We have prominent speakers here. I think they will do the honors, and I leave it to Mitali to continue the event. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I request the respected guests to please take your seats over there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm very sorry to have missed out on General Anata Bhuyan. Sir, I'm so sorry. Please, we would like to felicitate Major General Anata Bhuyan, sir, with a Fulam Gamusa, Hofura, bouquet, and the memento. May I ask Pompey Borah to do the honors, please? Special, yes. You are getting the complete spotlight now. I'm so sorry, sir. Yes, ma'am. So, Major General Anata Bhuyan. I think now we need a big round of applause. Thank you, Pompey. Thank you, sir, for bearing with us. So once again, a warm welcome to one and all present here amidst us for the 400th anniversary celebration of Bir Lachit Barphukan. We would like to proceed with an inaugural chorus to be presented by Mrs. Moon Talugrar, Dr. Kavita Mukherjee, Mrs. Namita Fukan, Mrs. Rekha Bhattacharya, Mrs. Kasturi Sharma Goswami, Mrs. Manisha Sharma Borthakur, and Mrs. Pompey Borah. They are being accompanied on the keyboard by Indu Kalpo Soikia, guitar by Ritupaban Kotoki, and percussion by Rupam Kolita. Team chorus, Ah Ah Ulaya. This group of ladies, very talented group of ladies, and they really are good singers, and they have been performing constantly for many years now, and they are our representative from Assam Bhavan, Assam House, who have been singing chorus for a long time now, many times. So let's have it for the ladies. Ohomia Kuras group.
অজাত জনতা উড়ায়া পোহৰানতা ৰামৰে দিশতে থকা ৰাৱণ পথতে যায় যদি যায় জীৱনটো যায় উড়ায়া অজাত জনতা অজাত জনতা ওলায়া পোহৰানতা ৰামৰে দেশতে থকা ৰাৱণ বধূতে যায় যদি যায় জীৱনটো যায় নাম জীবনরে ইতিহাসে সিঁয়রে জয় জনতারে ত্ৰাসেৰি দানৱকে বধূয়া সজাগ জনতা ওলায়া পোহৰানতা ৰামৰে দেশতে থকা ৰাৱণ বধূতে যায় যদি যায় জীৱনটো যায়
খুব সুন্দৰ মানে সুন্দৰ ইজ এন আণ্ডাৰষ্টেটমেণ্ট আই থিংক অতি উত্তম অপূৰ্ব খুব ভাল লাগিলে থেংক ইউ ছ' মাছ লেডিজ very beautifully sung and so with this energetic song let us get along with the program so I think we can take a moment now to felicitate other sponsors and guests who are present among us. I think we can do that, sir. Okay then. I'm not sure whether all of you these guests are present, but I will call out the names. Rashida ma'am, are you ready? I'll just call out the names and you can just do the honors. I would like to call upon Dr.Goutam Day, IFS, former Regional Director, Indian Council for Cultural Research, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. Is sir present? Is he present, sir? Oh, sir, please come. Yes. I'm so sorry. Yes, sir, please come. Rashida ma'am, please come and do the honors. Rashida ma'am will do the honors. She'll be felicitating sir with a Fulam Gamusa. He is Sijit Goutam Day, IFS and former Regional Director of Indian Council for Cultural Research. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Sanat Kumar Saha, eminent energy and environmental scientist, working as an honorary professor at Rani Rashmani Green University. He is a native of Dhubri. Is sir present? Can we have you, sir, if you're present here? Yes, please. Yes, sir. Please come. May I request Giren, sir? Yes. Giren Roy, sir. Giren, sir, is also from Dhubri. So I can see the connection now, why he's coming so. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Dr. Kamalesh Choudhary, former HOD, Cotton University. Kamalesh Choudhary. Dr. Kamalesh Choudhary, is he present? Yes, sir, please come. Yes. He is our Giren Roy sir's favorite teacher, I presume. Giren Roy sir told that you are his favorite teacher when he was in Cotton. Yes, Rituparna, and please felicitate. Oh, yes, yes. Oh, he is also the teacher of the Chief Minister of Assam. So I think that calls for a big applause. Thank you, sir. Dr. Swarup Prasad Ghosh, Director, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad Institute of Asian Studies. Is he present? I think he is not present. Okay. Okay, sir. Yes. Dr. Obinibesh Chatterjee, renowned gynecologist from Calcutta. I request Rituparna ma'am to do the honors. Is Dr. Obinibesh Chatterjee present? He is not present. Okay. Now I call upon Sri Rajiv Kundu, Organizing Secretary, Bharatiya Itihas Sankalan Samiti. I request Giren sir, I request Giren Roy sir to felicitate Sri Rajiv Kundu ji. Yes. So now I call upon a very important person, Sri Prithviraj Das. He is a businessman, an entrepreneur, and he is the major sponsor of this event. He is also the Vice President of the organizing committee. Sir, can we have you on stage, please? I think a small applaud will not do. We have to, yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, sir. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us give it for Sri Pabitra Margherita Dangoria. I'm calling him Dangoria because in Assam we call, Mahashoys, as you use in Bengal, we call Dangoria. A respected person of his stature. So, Pabitra Margherita Dangoria, sir, please, may I request you to address the gathering? Apunak actually amar mazot pai ami otyonto hukhi hoisu. Dear audience, he is not only related to the political field, but is closely associated to the cultural field as well. He is a multi-talented person and has excellent oratory skills. It will be an extreme honor and privilege to listen to you, sir. Please, the stage is all yours.
Keep it there.
I'll keep it here? All right.
Namaskar. সমবেত সুধীবৃন্দ আপোনালোকক কাটালৈকে মই আন্তৰিক শ্ৰদ্ধা আৰু শুভেচ্ছা জনাইছোঁ. So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of people of Assam and me myself, I extend my love, respect and gratitude to all of you and thank Itihas Sankalan Samiti for organizing such a beautiful event to honor the valor, the greatest general, one of the greatest generals of India, Lachit Barphukan. So people of Assam are celebrating 400th birth anniversary of Lachit Barphukan. Our key speaker, he will speak
and other speakers also speak about the glorious journey of Lachit Barphukan. I too had prepared one note, one address, but I'll have to finish it, my speech within 4 minutes or 5 minutes, because we have so many learned speakers amongst the guests. So I think I should wind up within 4 to 5 minutes, so it will be good. And all the distinguished guests from different fields, thank you so much for your valuable time in celebrating the hero of Assam, that is Lachit Barphukan's 14th birth anniversary. And I think, although I'm speaking that he's the pride of Assam, he is an Assamese general, but if you go through this history, and many of you are history students and you have heard and studied about the life of the patriotism of Lachit Barphukan. So Lachit Barphukan is an unsung hero in the other parts of the country. Although, if you study, our speakers will speak about, he is similar in the stature of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj or Maharana Pratap Singh, because only a few warriors or patriots or generals are there in our country who defeated the Mughal emperors at the time. So, in a nutshell, I'm just picking up only few lines from my written speech. It would be very long. So, Lachit Barphukan, he was given many posts in the Ahom kingdom, and I'm very proud to say, from the Assamese community, there are so many tribes and sub-tribes and sub-communities. I belong to that very community of Lachit Barphukan, that is Ahom. So Ahom is a dynasty who continuously ruled Assam, served Assam for 598 years, from 1228 to 1826. In Indian history, continuously to rule a state, a province for 600 years, itself is a record. So Ahoms, they ruled Assam for 600 years, and Lachit Barphukan, one of the generals of that particular kingdom, and to which this speaker also belonged to. So being an Ahom, being an Assamese, it's really a privilege for me to speak about my hero in the beautiful city of Kolkata, the city of Kolkata. It's one of the most beautiful cities. Since childhood, we always dreamed to come to this city. And so my other speakers, my fellow speakers will speak about his journey. So our main speaker is there. I'll just mention 2-3 things. Just before getting appointed as the general of Ahom army, so Mir Jumla, for the backdrop is that Mir Jumla defeated Ahom king and Ahom army in 1667, or before that, 1661 probably, I forgot the date, exact year. Now after that, so Mir Jumla defeated the Ahom kingdom, the Assamese kingdom. Then, in that period, Lachit Barphukan was appointed as the commander-in-chief of Ahom army, that is Assamese army. So, just before the appointment, a test was done. So I'm reading out. Before finally announcing the appointment of Lachit as the supreme commander or the Barphukan is the commander-in-chief in our own language. So the king wanted to have fresh proof of Lachit's gallantry and sense of self-respect just before the announcement. As per a pre-arranged plan, Lachit was summoned to the royal presence, and while kneeling down before the king, just before kneeling down the king, an attendant snatched off his headgear. So you say whenever he just kneeled down before the king, as it was pre-planned, one attendant took away the headgear, which is an act of serious insult, of course, for all. Instantly, Lachit chased the miscreant with his sword to sever his head. The miscreant then took shelter behind the throne, but Lachit chased him there too. The king then intervened and expressed his satisfaction at Lachit's unsophisticated courage, at expressing his sense of self-respect and gallantry. So it's a small incident out of his the life and the journey. So another incident is well known to all. Just, Lasit's army was trained to display utmost discipline whenever and wherever required. Once, during the course of the various fights with the Mughals, under Lasit's command, the responsibility of building a fortification fell on Lasit's maternal uncle, who was not able to complete the work in the stipulated time. So, the fort were surrounded by some, fort were surrounded by, at the time, some fortification. The seeing the delay of the delay, he took out his hangdang. That is, hangdang is also our sword of Assam, Ahom especially. It's called hangdang, the long sword. The hangdang severed his uncle's head, and that led to the famous saying of his, that is, my uncle is not greater than my country. So he even punished his own maternal uncle. So this is the second incident. And so many things I had written, but time won't permit me. At the last, so many things are there. Aurangzeb, who wanted the total defeat of the Ahoms, had written to the Ram Singh that he had sent him to fight to the Assam and not to initiate any friendship. In response, Ram Singh replied to Aurangzeb, I have not refrained from fighting, but it has proved useless as there are no fields. Fighting by spears, shields and guns is an impossible affair. The Assamese have erected an impenetrable wall of defense on both of the banks. That is the embankment kind of thing I have mentioned. There is possibility of one level fight only. And after the defeat, he also said that the Rajas of Assam have never bowed the head of submission and obedience, nor have they paid tributes or revenues to the most powerful monarch, but they have curbed the ambition and checked the conquest of the most victorious princess of Hindustan. So, last but not the least, after the defeat, Ram Singh, the leader of the Mughal army, he said after the defeat, every Assamese soldier is expert in rowing boats. He said after defeat, while leaving Assam, he said that every Assamese soldier is expert in rowing boats and shooting arrows, in digging trenches, and in welding guns and cannon. I have not seen such specimens of versatility in any other part of India. So, this is a line after defeat, and so many things of Assam and Northeast are yet to be known, yet to be focused, yet to be publicized. Only one general, only one hero is being discussed here, that is Lachit Barphukan. We have so many persons. Maharaja Prithu. Maharaja Prithu in 1207, he defeated the great Bakhtiyar Khilji. Bakhtiyar Khilji, he destroyed, he ruined Nalanda University, all of us know. Entire North India, he defeated the kings and provinces of entire North India. Even he defeated our Bengal kings at the time. Then he entered Kamrupa. It was not Assam, it was Kamrupa. He entered into Kamrupa, and there in Kamrupa, Bakhtiyar Khilji was defeated, decimated by one Kamrupi Assamese king called Prithu. But how many of us know that the great Bakhtiyar Khilji was once defeated? By whom? By one Assamese king called Prithu in 1207. But we don't know it. How many of us know that after the Tamil language, Ramayana was first translated into Assamese language in 15th century? But we don't know. And those untold stories, those untold chapters are now, it's the perfect time, because India is in a right track now in terms of right from the infrastructure development to intellectual or academic, everywhere. This is the right time to see, to explore, to explain the unsung heroes, chapters of our history. And I'm here only to encourage to be a part of Itihas Sankalan Samiti. And I'm very proud to say, and I'm very pleased to know that Itihas Sankalan Samiti is organizing such events and seminars and other cultural projects across India, in almost all the districts of India, in almost all the district headquarters of India, along with such big cities and metros. Itihas Sankalan Samiti is going to celebrate Lachit Barphukan and history of Assam for the next entire coming year till 24th of November next year. So I think it's a very good step. Every district. So from this stage also I would like to I would like to thank our state government also. For the first time, under the stewardship of Dr. Hemanta, the Honorable Chief Minister of Assam, we have organized a huge event. I should not say event, it's like a more than an event. We have organized Lachit Divas, the 400 years of birth anniversary of the great general of Assam, in the capital city, Delhi. So on behalf of Assamese people, Itihas Sankalan Samiti, as a citizen of Assam, from this glorious city, I again extend my thanks to the Honorable Chief Minister and Team Assam. And I thank also City of Kolkata for this arrangement, for the support, all the stakeholders, all the concerned persons. So I think I have almost crossed the time limit I was given. I should conclude. So many things to discuss. Our learned or fellow speakers will speak about it. And now I am to conclude with a poetry. Very interesting. So I conclude my speech. Thank you. Joya Kham Bande Mataram. Now, so my formality is over as a speaker or as a chief guest, whatever they have said. You see, I am a non-Bengali person. I studied in vernacular medium, Assamese medium. Purely I know Assamese. Just in the high school standard, I learned few lines in English. But how it would be if a young Assamese parliamentarian recites a poem of Bengali language? And believe me, for the first time I'm going to recite a Bengali poem. For the first time. I have a cultural, since childhood, as a child artist of drama, I have a social cultural life of 40 years. Since as a child artist, I used to act in dramas. I have recited poems, I took part in the debating competitions, or as a panelist or as a spokesperson, my fellow spokesperson is also here. As a spokesperson, I have attended hundreds of talk shows. But for the first time, being in Kolkata, the great city of Kolkata, for the first time, I would like to recite a poem in Bengali. For the first time. Even not at home, I have tried. So, definitely there will be mistakes in pronunciation, in delivery, in the style of recitation, because, anyway. Bonolota Shen, Jibanananda Dasher Kobita, Hajar Bochor Dhore, Ami Pod Hatitechi, Prithibir Pothe, Shinghol Samudro Theke, Nishithir Andhokare, Maloi Sagore. অনেক ঘুরেছি আমি বিম্বিসার অশোকের ধূসর জগতে সেখানে ছিলাম আমি আরো দূর অন্ধকারে বিদর্ভ নগরে আমি ক্লান্ত প্রাণ এক চারিদিকে জীবনের সমুদ্র সফেন আমার এই দুদণ্ড শান্তি দিয়েছিল নাথুরের বনলতা সেন চলতার কবেকার অন্ধকার বিদিশার নিশা মুক্তার শ্রাবষ্টির কারুকার্য অতিদূর সমুদ্রের পর হাল ভেঙে যে নাবিক হারাচ্ছে দিশা সবুজ ঘাসের দেশ যখন সে চোখে দেখে দারুচিনি দ্বীপের ভিতর তেমনি দেখেছি তারে অন্ধকারে, বলেছে সে এতদিন কোথায় ছিলেন। পাখির দীরের মতো চোখ তুলে নাতুরের বনলতা সেন। সমস্ত দিনের শেষে শিশিরের শব্দের মতো সন্ধ্যা আসে, দানার রৌদ্রের গন্ধ মুছে ফেলেছিল। পৃথিবীর সব রং নিভে গেলে পাণ্ডুলিপি করে আয়োজন, তখন গল্পের তরে জোনাকির রঙে ঝিলমিল। সব পাখি ঘরে আসে, সব নদী ফুরায় এ জীবনের সব লেনদেন, থাকে শুধু অন্ধকার মুখোমুখি বসিবার বনলতা সেন। থ্যাংক ইউ।
আমি জানি না বাংলা না জানে না বলেছে, আপুনি স্যার কৈছে মই বেঙ্গলি নাজানো, কিন্তু আপনি ইমান সুন্দর কয় মানে মোর বিশ্বাসই হওয়া নাই। কেউ বলতে পারবে বাঙালি কখনো বলেনি? No, sir, my God, it's excellent. I mean, sir, anyways, Pabitra Margherita Dangoria, he is an excellent, he is related to the music field. He's a composer, he's a musician, he is an orator, he's a poet, and his recitations are amazing. You have got a little, hint, but then, but আমি তো স্যার আপনি যে নাজানে অসমীয়া নাজানে মানে I don't know audience লাগছে না কি পবিত্র মার্ঘেরিটা জি জানে না, কি বলবে বিমল স্যার, কি বলবে? ফার্স্ট ক্লাস, ওইটাই। থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ ফর ইয়োর ওয়ান্ডারফুল স্পিচ অ্যান্ড ফর এনলাইটিং অল দ্য অডিয়েন্স, অ্যান্ড আপনাকে অশেষ ধন্যবাদ। Indeed a very enriching speech. Moving on with the program, now I call upon Major General Ananta Bhuyan Dangoria. Dangoria buli koisu jihetu Asomor son of soil, and to deliver his speech he hails from Assam and is a true son of soil. He is an alumnus of Sainik School Goalpara and National Defence Academy Khadagbasla. He is one of the few Assamese officers to have risen to the rank of a Major General. He had the distinction of being one of the pioneers in the Siachen Glacier War. One second, yeah. During his 38 years of career span, he has served in various roles in the army. For his exceptional devotion and contribution, he was awarded Sena Medal. He retired from the army last year and presently an advisor in SBI Defense Banking. We are so proud of you, sir. Please, the stage is all yours.
Good evening to all of you, and thanks for the introduction. Yeah. It's my privilege and honor to be here, and I must thank my friend Commander Borah for giving me this opportunity to be amongst you here. Well, Mr. Pabitra Margherita has already spoken about our Bir Lachit Barphukan, and I'm sure all the speakers who are there, he will speak quite a lot about our Lachit Barphukan. So I, being a military man, will restrict myself to some of those military aspects of our home army in general and the Lachit Barphukan in particular. But before I do that, I'm tempted to speak about a friend of Assam who in 1990s tried to, raise the level of Lachit Barphukan to the national level. And he is the former Governor of Assam, Lieutenant General S.K. Sinha. All those, I'm sure you remember, in 1990s, Assam was going through a very difficult phase of insurgency. And there was a sense of alienation among the people. So as a part of, the perception management, a lot of things have started. And among these, that I'd like to bring out about 3 of them. One is to give Lachit Barphukan his due. And with help of the center,
he started that medal in NDA. So cadet who comes for the first in overall merit in NDA is given Lachit Barphukan Award. The second thing, what was as a part of a perception management started was giving the civilian highest award, that is Bharat Ratna, to our first Chief Minister, Mr. Gopinath Bordoloi. And third was again to give due to our Jagat Guru Hankardev, and he tried to raise to the national level. And you must have, I'm sure most of you will remember that a lot of programs started, including in RD parade, that Republic parade, a tableau on Shankardev, Satriyanath, and our about Satras and all. Now coming to Lachit Barphukan. When you compare the Ahom army with the Mughals are far superior in numbers, in their types of weapons they had, the types of archers, the cannons they had, and also the cavalry. They had almost 20,000 cavalry from Turkish. But how is it possible that the Ahom army, much smaller, much inferior, yet give us such a bashing to the Mughals? Is it only the bravery? Well, we'll analyze this. The first thing what I'll like to bring out about the tactics followed by the Lachit Barphukan as a commander-in-chief was firstly to know about the enemy. In army or Indian forces, it is very important to understand about the army or the enemy. The famous Chinese philosopher Sun Tzu said, if you know yourself and if you know about the enemy, you need not worry about the results of hundreds battles. So what Lachit Barphukan did, because when the Mughals had already come to the, knocking at the door of Guwahati, and they were camping and preparing for the war, he sent all the informers, what we call Hensua and Surangsua and all. They got into the Mughal army and they got lot of information about what types of weapons they have, what is the plan, who are the generals, etc., etc. So this helped the Assamese army to prepare accordingly for the war. Secondly is the deception. When the Mughals had already reached and preparing, the Ahoms were not prepared as yet for the war. Because the Ahom army did not have a standing army. They had a small standing army, so they had to master the troops. They had to train them. They had to prepare for their weapons, etc. So he kept on sending messages to General Ram Singh, that let's settle amicably. Let's not go for the war. Thereby he was buying time. And during that time he prepared. And finally, of course, he was ready for that. Then comes as a part of the strategy is the selection of the battlefield or battleground. It is a masterpiece. What he did, he selected the place between in the North Guwahati, ahead of Mingaon. One side of the hills, second side of mighty Brahmaputra. In between, whatever area he had, that he constructed that fortification, what we in Assamese we call Gaur, is something like a fort. And firstly, you have the Gaur, it's elevated. And then you have the troops there waiting. You have the cannons which are behind. And in front of that Gaur or fortification, they had the water obstacle. And they had the other, artificial obstacles. Thereby what he's done is, his cavalry, Mughal cavalry, 20,000 of them became useless. They could not charge because they had to be stopped in front of the obstacle. So this was a masterpiece. Then also he had a contingency plan. He knew that Mughals are going to try and breach into the Gaur. So he kept people ready. That moment they tried to make a breach onto that gore, so people are ready with the extra earth, soil, mitti, and then fill it up. So this is how he could manage. And in fact, it became quite a frustrating for the Mughals. One more thing as a part of a tactics I'll also to bring out, that is he adopted the guerrilla warfare. While the main battle was yet to be joined, what he did, he knew that it was very difficult to fight the Mughals directly with so much of troops. So he sent out small teams behind their camps, and they used to launch what do you call a raid, small or ambush. So they used to go and attack, like what Shivaji used to do. He used to attack them, get back. So this frustrated the Mughals, they demoralized them, as also caused a lot of casualty. Besides that, large number of troops had to be, diverted for protection of his software elements. Now coming to the next aspect is his battle in the river. So while the Mughals were unable to make a breach on that gore, so he forced the Mughals to come into the river. The Mughals had huge ships, very big boats, whereas the Ahoms had smaller boats. So this had a tremendous advantage. The boats could, maneuver. And another thing, what he did, Lachit Barphukan, in the part of the innovation, he mounted the small cannons onto the boats. And he maneuvered because the small boats, they could maneuver and started destroying the Mughal ships. And this is where he got the decisive battle, because entire Mughal navy was destroyed by those small boats. Next aspect I'm going to bring out about as a leader leading from the front. You are aware that on the last day of decisive battle, he was extremely sick. Very high fever, doctor said not to go out. Unfortunately, on the previous day, the Ahom army was almost defeated. Almost 10,000 people were dead. They are demoralized. Having heard this, Lachit Barphukan, despite all the advices from the doctors, he said, no way. He still came out. And seeing him, the entire Mughal Ahom army got a sense of spirit. And with that spirit, they fought. And that's how they got seeing the leader in front. That's why the leadership counts. And the leading from the front, that is what is very important. The one more aspect I want to bring out is the patriotism. See, Mughal army was more like a mercenaries. Their aim was to, extend the territory and up to the northeast. Whereas the Assamese troops were fighting for their, own culture, own identity, own self-respect. So that's naturally there will be a difference in the way you fight when you are fighting for own existence and when you are fighting for just with no cause, but just extending our territory. And that's why you find the difference in the fighting by the Assamese troops or Assamese soldiers and the Mughals. So that's all about the military aspects of the Battle of Saraighat. I would like to now, since people are here from the Bharatiya, Itihas, Sankalan, Samiti, I got one or two recommendations to make. Firstly, that while I myself being from the army, we have studied about Shivaji. I call upon the people to write about the history of this Battle of Saraighat, and this should be taught to the students of military history, as also from the army personnel, and the army officers. Secondly, I am very sure that what impetus is required to be given to, understand and give the Lachit Barphukan due. I'm sure with what is happening all over the country, it is going to get its due. Thank you very much. I think I've also exceeded my time, but nonetheless, it's a pleasure, talking and speaking to you all. Thank you so much. Bye.
Hello. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Major General Ananta Bhuyan, sir. You came up with such wonderful facts. Actually, we are not aware of so many things. And also, maybe we had studied a few facts, and over the years, we must have forgotten. But thank you so much. Very enriching. Thank you, sir, so much.